2, 3.
So the question comes up, mindfulness in the brain, what does it have to do with the workplace? What does it have to do with organizations and managing organizations? The thing that I like to integrate, the thing that I like to bring together is a classical neuroscience term and a classical business term. And as far as I know, it's actually the only term that is deeply common to classical neuroscience and all classical understandings of business, and that is the term executive. We are wanting to clarify how executive function in the brain, and executive function in the brain is the so-called prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex subserves to make it very short and sweet, the three classic executive functions, which are working memory, which is keeping things online in your brain so you can refer back and forth to them as you make decisions. Constructive inhibition, which means that you inhibit pre-programmed responses, which is critical for the process of change because you need to put a delay in what you've always automatically been doing to put change in to reassess, collect new data. And cognitive flexibility, planning ahead, thinking of different paths, different ways of seeing the future, different perspectives on the future, executive brain function. Those are the classic executive brain functions. Working memory, constructive inhibition, cognitive flexibility. Clearly, we integrate those things with business executive function, seeing the big picture, but even more specifically, mindful awareness. Mindful awareness is the capacity to keep track of where your attention is focused and make constructive decisions about how attentional focus is being applied. So we're talking about focused attention on goals, but not just narrow goals. We are being selective about our attention. Concrete goals, definitely, but also broader goals, long-term goals, medium-term goals. How do we fit these various levels of temporal resolution together? With mindfulness, you know where your attention is, and you absolutely actively learn how to focus your attention more effectively. Why? Because I would say the main scientific finding of the last 10 years to come out of the entire field of brain imaging, in my estimation, is the now scientific fact that we can state assertively, based on many studies, that mindfulness training of attention, mindfulness training of how we focus attention, strengthens, changes the executive function of the brain. This is what a term that I, over 10 years ago, coined as self-directed neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is brain change, forming the brain constructively with intent to rewire your executive brain and then use the executive's own brain, communicate that out into the other people's brains in your organization, so you're actually rewiring the brain of your organization. Rewire your organizational brain mindfully by strengthening the executive brain of the people in your organization. This is what I bring for corporate application of neuroscience and mindfulness. Hope to see you in the future.